welcome back to Let's Talk Barca, special episode number 5. All right, this is transfer update, team update, and let's get into it, guys. Let's see what's going on in the rumors. All right, so let's look at the team right now. So when we break down this team, man, for those of you who've been checking me out, one or two guys there, enough respect, pick up yourself every time, drop a like, drop a comment. I've been saying this for a long time. This team has got so much young talent. It just takes time. So the beginning of the year was a growing pains, because we had so many of them injured. We had so much young kids. We're going to lose games. Nico cost us a game. Gavi cost us a game. But it's okay because it's all about their development, So you look at those 2 games, that's like, 4 points minimum? So you add between 4 and 6 points to our tally, and we're in the title race. But we don't get those points because, we're playing young kids. But like I said, it's all good because now look at what we have. We have Pedri coming back. I don't know if you guys watched that Super Cup, but man, Pedri and Gavi in that attacking lineup. Oh my gosh, those tacking the 2 midfielders. Oh, they were looking so exciting because they were up and down the flanks, man. They were pressing high. They were getting back on transition. They were digging in on tackles. They were holding the ball. They were moving the ball. They were looking forward. I mean, Pedri missed a couple of chances. With passes and so forth, he overcooked a couple of passes, but it was just like, that's just rust. I didn't expect anything really more than that. So this is actually great that we have this week off. That allows everybody to get in together, to work out, to hang out. If you look, you see the pictures of everybody smiling, everybody laughing together, Gavi and Pedri getting time to bond, Fati and everybody getting time to bond with Fran Torres. This is absolutely perfect, guys. You guys, I hope everybody understands. Every Barcelona fan out there should be absolutely ecstatic. The energy should be absolutely going through the roof. Now all we have to do is sign Dembele. Dembele is key. Dembele is important. His creativity on the flanks, and either flank, is very important to this team because of his threat and his speed to go down the wing and to create problems. That in itself opens up space for guys like Fati, Memphis Depay, and even like Luke DeJong now. Luke DeJong is really benefiting from Dembele being on the flank and being able to send in those crosses. Because now with Dembele, you have Dembele who can send in a cross that Luke DeJong can go for. You have, of course, Jordi Alba that can send in crosses. Now you have in Dani Alves on the other side. Hopefully Fran will start getting in there and sending some good crosses. And guys like Fati and Luke DeJong and Memphis Depay were able to get onto the end of those crosses and stay in attack. Now we got 5, 6 guys that we have. So let's go over everybody. We've got Luke DeJong, we've got Memphis Depay, we've got Dembele, we've got Fati, we've got Fran Torres, we've got Ebde. We're getting Brathwaite. Brathwaite should be coming back soon too. So that's just another weapon, somebody else that can get in there and get some minutes. So we don't have to over rely on somebody. So our attacking 3 now should be consistent and we should be interchangeable. So for the first time in the season, in our next game next week, we should be looking at a very dangerous thing. It's gonna be interesting to see who Xavi chooses as a starting 3. If he's going to go with Luke DeJong, he's going to go with Memphis Depay, he's going to go with Fati, Dembele, Fran Torres. So now who's he really going to start? Who are the best 3 starting attackers in practice right now? That's what I'm trying to get all the video I can to watch, guys. That's so exciting to see. All right, now let's move into the midfield. Now our midfield is also set. So our front 3 is going to be very dangerous, and our midfield is going to be very dangerous. Like Xavi has so much choices. He's spoiled for selection in both attack and midfield now. So now we can actually go with Frankie de Jong in his preferred position as a holding midfielder, and go with Pedri and Gavi as the 2 central midfielders. That's my preferred unit right now. The reason being because the way of Gavi and Pedri both work up and down, they're both like box-to-box midfielders with grit. So because of that, and they do have creativity. So because they're both box-to-box midfielders, Frankie de Jong is not necessarily totally responsible for the defense. So that allows him to also go into the attack, because if he now makes a break going into the offense, someone like Gavi or Pedri is smart enough and tactically aware enough to fall back into the position to allow him, and then they're all fast enough to recover. So now if we go with those three, we should be better on our counterattack. As long as we're tactically aware in terms of our movements, we should be able to handle more counterattacks. And then the first person off the bench should then be Nico for either one of Pedri or Gavi, and then you would bring in Busquets when we're trying to close off games. So when we need to like really work a game and it's like we're up 2-1 or we're up 1-0 and we just want to waste time now, then we bring in Busquets, and him and DeJong and Gavi and Pedri, and they can put them all in the midfield and just pass the ball around and let people chase the ball, because you got these great passers and movers. So that's what I hope for the midfield. So let's see what happens there. So let's take a look at the defense now. So this is the trickiest part. What is Xavi going to do with the defense? Is he going to go 3 at the back so we can add more of our attacking players, whether it's being an additional attacker or an additional midfielder? Is he going to go with 3 at the back? Is he going to go 5 at the back? I don't know what he's going to do with that. It's going to be very interesting to see, so what's the solution for that? Now we know Araujo's definitely going to be a starter. That's for facts. So we know Araujo's in, and that's pretty much all we really do know going forward. And maybe Jordi Alba on the left. That's all we really do know. Who's going to be the other center backs? I don't know. And this is where I think that all our any transactions that we do is going to happen either in the defense or in a goalie position. I still think we should be going after Andre Onana and get him in here so that we can get a goalkeeper in that's actually able to play the sweeper keeper, not afraid to come out, more controlling and a bit more demanding of our defense. Someone who'll keep our defense and keep our players in line, who's not afraid to be yelling and screaming. A leader. So Andre Onana, I think, would be a perfect leader to come in. He's already a Barcelona kid. He spent most of his growing days here, and he also spent in Ajax. So he's perfect to come in because he knows the Barcelona way and he understands these Ajax players. So he'll be able to help Dest. He'll be able to help DeJong. He'll be able to help all these players that come in from Ajax and maybe not integrating better into the Barcelona system, because he's been able to integrate into both systems. So now he'll be able to help them integrate into what Xavi's trying to do. So I really hope they go for Andre Onana, maybe get in one left-sided center back if they're going to sell Umtiti, and then we'll see what happens from there. So let's get into the rumors now, guys. All right, so let's get into these rumors. Okay, so the first one is Frankie de Jong to Chelsea for like 40 million euros. I don't think that's a good deal for us. I think that's not a good deal for Frankie de Jong. I think Frankie de Jong now, he's about that stage and about that time to take that position from Sergio Busquets. He just needs to maybe this 2 weeks or this week that we have off, he can heal, get healthy, get some rest, and then get into that holding position. Maybe we can get some chance to see him, Pedri and Gavi as a starting three going forward the rest of the season. But the one thing I do think is that he should not be sold for 40 million euros. All right, so the next rumor that was going on was the one for Dest being sold, and Dest has turned down any idea of being sold or leaving Barcelona, which I think is the right thing for someone like Dest. I mean, Dest has a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Dest has a chance to learn from Dan. Okay, first of all, Dest is a lock to make it to the American team. So he's going to make it into the American team regardless. So that's not even up for debate. So he's going to go to the World Cup with America irrespective of it. They just need to, I'm not sure if they're qualified, but if they do, they just need to finish qualifications and they're in. But he's getting in. But now in the next few months to the next year and a half, he gets a chance to work with one of the greatest right backs in the history of the game. Not just greatest right backs, for the last 2 years. Dani Alves is one of the greatest right backs ever to play football. So Dest gets a chance to work with him, and Dani Alves can't stay for long. So he's going to work with you for a few months to years. So you just go up there, watch and learn, pick his brain, see how he runs. Why does he do these things? How does he get the crosses in so well? What does he see? What does he look for? Who does he look for? Those types of things. Learn from them and then become a better version of Dest starting in later on in this season and going into the World Cup. And then we're going to go into the Araujo rumor. Now, Araujo to Real Madrid. Now, that is laughable. There's some guys, you just don't see crossing that divide, and Araujo's one of them, and I'm glad he came out and he stated that. So I'm happy for that. End that nonsense about Araujo going to Real Madrid. But, it just goes to show Araujo is a beast. Everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. We just need to take care of him, get his salary locked down, and get going, because we have the team, guys. So right now it's interesting because I think that the only people really looking to be sold right now is Neto, and Longley. I think they're looking to sell Longley, and I think they're looking to loan out Jugula and Umtiti, right? So I think that that's the only things that we're really going to see, and then we might see one additional purchase in the defense. So we might see one additional purchase in our defense somewhere along, and then we'll see. So, all right, guys, I'll thank you guys for coming out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if this is for those who know, you know. If you don't know, you just don't know. Peace.